Hello there. This is, probably don't realize me, but I guess you could say a version of 012 Boku, and I lost all my hair. And this is...
Oh my god, it's the lead singer of Midnight Oil! Monster! Monster! What are you doing in Arizona?
Or, well, breaking character really quick, or you could say, look at the stars, look how they shine for you.
No.
Or you could say, what's his name, Billy Corgan. But you want to say I look like that? I don't think so. But anyway, getting back into it, I could be any of those things. But oh well, I'm not. But did we already introduce you, Jarek?
Yeah, we were going to, but then I started having bad 90s flashbacks for some reason.
Well then, this is once again...
I'm Jarek the Jackass.
Yes, and Hawk is doing something strange over there. What are you doing?
Looks like Puppy Bakura is trying to pick a fight with the couch.
Oh, it better not be. You've already been scuffing it up enough. Oh, yeah, see, that's what he's doing again. Oh, you silly thing.
Fuck your doctors, nigga.
What?
You know, Dave Chappelle.
Oh, what are you doing over there? Stop that.
Did you give him something, a bone to chew on again?
No, I didn't. He does that. I think he's trying to get his fuck all over the couch.
It's the Pharaoh's leather pants, not his leather sofa.
Well, or his shoes, but who's counting? Anyway, we are getting very off topic, sorry about that. But we are continuing the Clint Eastwood movies from the action film series, which, believe it or not, we're almost done. Who would have thought?
We're finishing something?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
My heart can't
Well,
take it.
remember, you weren't here even for the start of all of it, so... But yes, it's been a long journey, Jarek, even for the ones that you weren't here for. But we're continuing. Bam! Right there, if I could get my finger on... Oh, yes! The Enforcer, if you see it. Sorry, reflection of the plastic. There you go! And we're continuing that one today, aren't we, Jarek?
Yep. And hey, there was so much shine on that, it was almost like the bloom in a Jar Jar Abrams movie.
Yes. And what could I also say that could be there? And if you know, with this film, bit of a different story, basically involving, believe it or not, a bunch of hippies in California being the People's Black Wave or whatever it was. I know I probably should have...
Oh, the People's Revolutionary Force?
Oh, there you go. You remember more than I knew, and I needed to write it down, and I didn't, because... It's a hippie movement.
You know, homework is for smart, intelligent people who go on to be productive in their lives. Republicans.
And not someone like me who lost a bit of his brain cells.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold Boku said so.
Well, I'm not that good. I'm good, but not that good. But thank you for the vote of confidence, Jerk.
Hey, you're better at it than Steve Austin is now.
Ooh!
Oops.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you get at that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, you know, he had a little too much of the Vince juice.
Well, maybe. He's a lot better off than Rock, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that Rock crumbled under the pressure, didn't he, fans?
Well, he did more than that.
But,
I'm
yeah.
50 and I'm over 50. Or no, I'm near 60 and don't take steroids. Yeah, right.
With them pecs? Sure.
But anyway, revolving around these hippies who basically take out two workers for a truck, as we also understand, it's also to get military weapons, believe it or not.
Yeah, law rockets.
Yeah, law rockets and M16s and other things. As you can imagine, it's supposed to be for taking back the city for the people, but as everyone knows, it always involves money.
We said it wrong. It's not law rockets, it's rocket launcher.
Yes, but the technical term would be laws rockets, not to upset anyone who likes the technical terms. Oh.
And why do I have Daddy's little promise?
Sorry, Gray Fox, I had to if you're listening.
And why do I have my trusty little Daddy's problem solver with me? Because the guy did a right fine little Johnny Gat on that guard.
Oh, yes. Well, not only the guard, the gas truck driver, and, well, sadly, to not get a little bit ahead, but also Harry Callahan's first partner in this movie, poor Frank Fatso DiGiorgio. Yeah, he bit the dust in this one, folks, and essentially, since I know we don't do the plot things in a perfect order, he loses 2 partners in this one. It really sucks.
But, for a guy who's had a little too much lasagna, John...
Oh, it was linguine.
Well, whatever, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, hey, at least he made it to 3 movies, so, good for him.
That is true. He was in, DiGiorgio was in all 3. That was very true. Yeah, and you know what? That's a good eye. You remembered. A lot of people forget that, John Mitchum is in all 3 movies. So, yeah, that's not bad. Good eye there, Jarek. I even forgot for a minute because, yeah, he's not in there all the way, but he's in the middle of Magnum Force, my favorite one in the series. But, still, it's, that's what happens to him, and it's, the leader of this group is a man named Bobby Maxwell, who apparently was a pimp at one point, roughing up girls, and then is a part of this force to get money. All in all, what happens is there's a scene where Harry, before he gets involved with Bobby Maxwell, takes down some criminals in a convenience store who are holding people hostage. They want a car. He gives them one literally by driving his own cop car into the store. And then we have, what's his name? Captain McKay, Bradford Dillman himself, basically getting all mad that Harry Callahan, Clint Eastwood, busted up a store.
Well, I don't know why he's mad. In California, they just call that parallel parking.
And believe it or... well, yes, that is very true. And one thing me and Jarek can point out, even in this film, in 1976, California was pushing the less violence motif. Let's get big guns and bad cops who like to actually enforce the law and beat down criminals off the street. Oh, who would have figured?
Yeah, and, of course, they're busting his chops. We're sending you to records, save the sweet innocent criminals from the big bad Harry Callahan.
Yes. Basically, Captain McKay sends Harry Callahan down to personnel, and there's a cute little line that Harry gives that personnel, that's for assholes. I was in personnel for 10 years. Oh, marvelous. And that's the line that Harry Callahan uses in this one. It's not as great as Man's Got to Know His Limitations or I Know What You're Thinking, but that's the line in this one. Marvelous. And believe it or not, Clint Eastwood sells that one too, even though it's not as famous as some of his other one-liners, but still, it works just as well, believe it or not. And during personnel, if you don't know what they do, they basically go through the new training applicants to see who can become an inspector and not just a street cop. And as you can imagine, they're starting off with some of the boys. Harry Callahan comes in late, and right when he comes in, comes his new partner in this movie, the actress Tyne Daly, who plays Inspector Kate Moore, who he basically looks at like, a girl? What's a girl doing here?
Yeah, Captain Cuckery was pushing another agenda in the exact same movie. Guess which one?
Well, so was the mayor, too, because we also learned this was the mayor's idea, and the mayor had one of his female aides, and, Harry's making a big stink about it. Not so much that she's a woman, but, the table men who were with him and the other cops and the mayor's aide are all going, oh, so you're sexist, is that what this is? Or, oh, you mean to say that this is, or let me do an impression of her. So if I'm to say, Mr. Callahan, you're saying that a woman's place is only in the home, is that it? No, what I want to know is, if she gets a partner, will she be able to protect his partner so he doesn't get his ass blown off? And, it's more about doing the cop work. And as he's bringing it up, he mentions that again, wants to say that she won't get her ass blown away. And she literally retorts by saying, it's my ass. And everybody else goes, wow, did she just have the gumption to tell him that? Which, that gives him a look like...
And, also, not in a scene that totally foreshadows anything, he asks her, if she goes out there, is she even gonna, how's she gonna enforce this law and what statutes it's under? She recites it perfectly without even a hesitation or a breath. It's like, oh, that one is like, this is the procedure, that's the statute, this is the limitation on it, this is, and he's just like, yeah, I kind of, you could just see him as like, I kind of like this one. She's got some spunk in her.
Well, so did everyone else too, because they basically let her off the hook after that, and then she goes out, and then sadly the movie plays out, and then, like we said earlier, the hippies gather all the weapons. Sadly, to Giorgio and his partner, because since Harry was a part of personnel and kicked out at the moment, gets killed, and Bobby Maxwell and them steal all the things, and then because of that, DiGiorgio gives Lieutenant Bressler and Harry Callahan the info. He dies. McKay makes a deal to get Harry back on the force, and then all of a sudden, Harry's got a new partner.
Oh, the scene with Mufasa?
Oh, not yet, but remember he gets Kate Moore as his partner to where, she goes with him to the Laws Rockets. Nobody lets Kate see the Laws Rocket. He has to protect her from getting her head blown off by the back blast and all those lovely things. But believe it or not, as they're going over the autopsy, a black man that Harry saw makes an appearance, and it looks like he's carrying something in a suitcase. He just notices that they go throughout their day. All of a sudden, boom, bomb blast, black man disappears. They're looking for him, can't find him. Bressler and Harry are trying to figure it out. Kate Moore sees where the black man went, and then they just say, honey, not now, let us talk here. Honey, please let us do this work. Can't you just let us go? So bringing in a little bit more of the sexism, but as you know, if you want to finish the line, Jarek, I'll give you some air. Sorry for dominating.
To put a little context on the earlier scene, Harry sees the black guy at the beginning before the building goes boom, but he's like, wait a minute, I kind of recognize that guy. It's like, do you? It's like, I don't know, previous case. But he's so focused on this case, he just kind of brushes it off. But you can see that she notices that he's like kind of concerned that he recognizes this person. He just can't place the name right now. And of course, when the building goes off, she's like getting all the kids to a nice area where hopefully the debris won't hit them or anything. And later, it's like, all right, what is it? What did you want to tell me? It's like, I saw the guy with the suitcase. Where? Which way did he go? It's like, that way. Why didn't you tell me? It's like, why didn't you ask? And you can see this girl's, she may not be on Harry's level, but given a year or two, she'd probably get there.
Oh, and then the other funny part from that scene is I love how she walks around the security detector and he actually walks through it doing the right thing. So,
gosh, I wonder if she had anything.
Absolutely. But then, as Jarek mentioned, that scene lights up a whole chase scene where they're actually chasing this black man throughout the city, and over the rooftops, Harry and this man go. Kate's actually doing her best to keep up on foot, going down rolling hills of San Francisco. So, a bit of a nice chase, but hilarious scene too. And you gotta give Kate Moore, Tyne Daly, the actress who plays her, credit. She did her best to keep up with that whole chase scene.
Well, and what I love about it is because, like Harry had that thing where he mentioned during the screening, it's like, can she do the 100? You see her wearing... She's not like wearing the usual, oh, I'm wearing the sexiest heels and I'm going to outrun God himself in these fuckers. No, she's wearing slightly elevated pumps and the dress does look, it's not like tight or confining. It's a bit formal, but it still has like room for running and breathing. So
well,
it's actually
business attire almost.
Yeah, like semi-formal business attire. And she actually does a good job of keeping pace with him. And the thing I like is that she knows Harry's just going to chase this guy directly. So while him and the other guy are taken to the rooftops like they're Batman and Nightwing, she goes the ground route and tries to cut him off at the pass because she knows he's going to have to come down eventually. So it's kind of a nice pincer attack thing, Harry chases him. She knows he's going to have to come down to ground level. She takes the ground route. So you can see this girl knows her shit. I mean, she may not quite be on his level, but she's pretty dang close.
Yes, and as we see, the black man tries to get within a church to claim sanctuary, and I forget the man's name. I think it was Clifford or something, so I'll call him Clifford if that offends anybody that we keep saying that. So Clifford goes into the church claiming sanctuary. Harry knocks him out. The priest gives a whole, how dare you, sir, attack this man in the house of God, and all that stuff. How dare you attack this man in the house of God? This man's like a rabbit. I'm not about to let him go.
Yeah, and, it's kind of funny him being... he doesn't know anything about the situation. It's just, oh, this looks like a big scary white guy beating on some black dude, and of course it's a Hispanic priest. So, who do you think he's gonna side with? I mean, fucking come on.
That man was Hispanic?
Yeah, dude, didn't you see it? The fucking slightly darker skin, the nicely trimmed hair.
Oh no, I thought he was white as white could be, so I was wrong.
No, there was only one honky in the church, and it wasn't Jesus.
Alright, well, alright.
It wasn't Sunday.
Hey-oh!
And I'm going to hell for that one.
But yes, as it goes along, Harry gets a tip along with Kate that they need to go see a person who can help him where Clifford ran off with. And that is also big on Mustafa. Basically, black American neighborhood. They go into the place. They see a bunch of, as we would possibly call them at the time, so not trying to be racist, but I think this is what they said. If I'm wrong, put it down in the comments, folks, and I'll accept that I'm wrong. But they go to a place where there's a bunch of honkies, and in this place, they sort of surround them all and say, yo, dude, she can stay, but you got to go.
No, it wasn't. It was all black people because it was a barber. Remember, it was like we got a lead on a couple of what was it, violent revolutionary groups, and this one like Black Power revolutionary.
Oh, black militant.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, and we believe they're running their dude's running his operation out of a barber shop in this area. So they go there, and of course they're like, no, honky, you got to go, but but this one can stay.
Yeah.
And of course, Mufasa. And I love how he's like, if you want anything, why don't you come back with a warrant? It's like, oh, you mean like for this lampshade, Hotel 6 down by the interstate? It's like, what? Or how about this little paperweight? Yeah, wasn't that from a federal building downtown?
Yeah, or rest easy at the Holiday Inn. All right.
And it's just kind of
got a good thing here. This thing could sort of ruin my image.
Yeah, because I mean, you can tell this guy's trying to look official.
Well, respectable, because again, San Francisco did used to have that before it all went to shit.
Well, I mean, hey, he wouldn't be the only criminal who was trying to pass off as a legitimate member of society. Cough, cough, Jim Jones joining the city council at the behest of Harvey Milk.
Oh, yes. You've told me that story many times.
And I'm never going to shut up about it until San Francisco admits it.
Well, no, you're going to be waiting a long time for that one. But either way, Mustafa gives Kate and Harry the information. They go on their way.
Well, I think he promised to, look for it, but it's like, it's going to take me some time.
Oh, yes, to look into it more. Yes, you are right. I was wrong about that. Thank you, Jarek.
Oh, no worries.
And, but sadly, Captain McKay found out where Harry and Kate were heading, so they go to the black militants. They basically arrest them all, and then they want to claim that they've stopped the terrorists. Oh, how naive. And Captain McKay is forcing the mayor, basically, or it was giving the mayor advice to let Kate Moore and Harry Callahan get special accommodations for saving the city. Oh, goody, for doing what? We don't know, but just for publicity. And in Captain McKay's case, getting ahead.
Yeah, or I got a better name for Captain McKay. It's like, no disrespect to you, but you Captain McCuckin. Because you McCuckin the people of San Francisco with your dumbass ideas.
Yes, and believe it or not, it leads to a thing where, Kate Moore and Harry, they're there, they're getting pictures with the press. Harry's wondering what the hell's going on. Kate's actually thinking we didn't do anything. She's right, they really didn't do anything, and she's embarrassed, like she doesn't want all this attention. And, as they're going down to the press conference, Harry brings up the question, the mayor tells them, and he's like, well, we didn't stop these guys.
Yeah.
They're going to attack again. Mustafa was trying to help me. You ruined everything. And basically to say in Clint's voice, because I know I'm making it sound funny, but he says, you're crazy if these guys aren't going to attack again. Mustafa was going to help me, and you put the only guy who was going to help me away. And then it's like, oh yeah, McKay's like, you can give me your badge, you're suspended. You keep going. Do you want any more? Okay, 160 days. Give up your badge. Here's a 7-point suppository, Captain.
He's like, what does that mean? It means it's shove it up your ass, Captain.
Oh, yes, great line. So, for the rest of the film, Harry's sort of taken out of it. Kate volunteers to help him. They basically go through, why you want to do this thing, and Kate just wants to be a cop, pretty much, and then Harry's like, well, whoever you get as your partner, you just gotta get good at protecting him and having their back, otherwise you can possibly lose your wife, and, they go back and forth and have a very nice, heartwarming discussion with each other, which is nice, and they didn't really put too fine of a point on it, but sort of they were growing to like each other, and it could have worked.
And this is an interesting thing I love about like that previous scene is you can tell Kate was not there to be a celebrity. She wasn't there to push feminism. She was just there to prove that, hey, I may be a woman, I could do the fucking job. And you know what? I think that really grew on Harry. And interesting fun fact, I think this is the first woman we've seen he's had a romantic attachment to that he didn't have sex with in a Dirty Harry flick.
That is true, but like I said...
So, hey, she's breaking some real barriers here, man.
Well, that's what I liked about this movie. Probably, I forgot who wrote the script, but I forget whoever wrote the script, and the director, James Fargo, were probably going for, because they knew they didn't want to waste time with that in the movie, but at the same time, it was a nice little plaything. God, when things in movies could be subtle. Do I miss it?
Did you just call her a plaything? You misogynist. I'm proud of you.
Well, either way.
But anyways, so remember how Harry said they're just going to attack again? This leads to perhaps the funniest joke in the whole movie, because nobody's a San Diego Padres fan. But no, seriously, the mayor's at a San Diego Padres game. It's like, you think they might be able to have a chance this year?
But no, you got it backwards. Harry was wearing a San Diego Padres hat when he was investigating, and then the mayor was at the Giants, but they were saying, are the Giants going to win one?
Giants, Padres. Hey, at least you guys aren't the Baltimore Orioles.
Tries to get the lead early.
But yeah, they take him to, they kidnap the mayor, they take him to Alcatraz, pay us our money or the mayor gets it.
Yeah, what was it, $5 million, I think? And then they'd send pieces of him back if they didn't get it?
I think like the first ransom was $2 million, then it got up to $5 million, and then finally it was like $20 million. It's like, and I remember they're like, can they cover us? Like, the mayor's from a rich family. And of course, Harry, it's like, Alcatraz? You think Alcatraz is going to stop Harry Callahan?
Oh, yes. And believe it or not, Lieutenant Bressler and McKay go to Harry. Bressler, I've never had a problem with Lieutenant Bressler in Dirty Harry or the Enforcer, because he knows that Harry's rough and tumble, but he seems to know how to work with Harry. Oh, McKay, though. McKay kept pushing Harry. Harry didn't want to work with him. Bressler was trying to be the middleman, but McKay wouldn't listen, Harry wouldn't listen, so it's like, well, Harry's like, fuck this shit, you're on your own. So Kate Moore actually comes together with Harry. They get a plan. I don't know where they found the boat or the boat driver, but they find a boat to take them to Alcatraz, where they found out where they were. Oh, yes, and they found out that from Big Ed Mustafa, who basically jokes with Harry, saying, got any more surprises waiting for me in the paddy wagon, And Harry's like, no, you help me out. Give me where they're at, and I'll go for them. And Mustafa basically I forgot, skipped a little ahead there. Mustafa gives up where Wanda was working, the one girl who was Bobby Maxwell's girl. And she gives up where he was working. She was working at a whorehouse. Harry goes to the whorehouse, where apparently has to make it with a rubber dolly, but, that was just stage play. He beats up the manager, puts a plunger in his face, gets the information while wearing a San Diego Padres hat. And, then him and Kate are off to the races in a boat. Don't know where they got the driver, but Harry probably had connections.
Before that, there's a great scene because...
Oh, yes, I forgot.
You know where these guys were hiding out while they were avoiding the police? I'll just give the audience a chance to guess. Anyone? Church! Yeah, the same one where he tackled that black dude at the beginning of the film. The one where forgive me for using this joke, oh Heavenly Father, but the Padre got all pissy with him. Yeah, it turns out he was offering these people sanctuaries. Like, I knew that they had been to prison, but I had hoped they had left that life behind, and I just love the look Harry gives him. And I love that he threatened to beat the crap out of him in the confessional. Got something to confess to be, Padre?
Oh yeah, and he's like, sacrifices have to be made, mister. These people will kill again. You think this is going to stop them? And then, believe it or not, the priest, what happens is Wanda's actually there. I guess she was there to kill the priest as I'm going to say, because I guarantee you she was there to probably kill the priest because loose ends, you know. But anyway, she saw Harry was there. She was coming up behind Harry with a Spetsnaz shotgun of all things. And Kate Moore was there to back up Harry. She says, look at her hands. Harry takes the shotgun. And the priest, goes, oh, Heavenly Father, there wasn't supposed to be any killing. Oh, God, forgive me. God's not going to look away from this one, son. And now where's Maxwell? And then that's where they get on the boat. So yes, Jarek, thank you for that little bit of backtrack. I almost forgot about that.
And hey, Kate Moore got her first kill on the job, and I love the reaction.
Right in the head, too.
Yeah, and I love the reaction she has, because it looked like she wanted to just wing her Dick Tracy style, but she got the kill to save her partner, and honestly, that look of like, I can't believe I just did that, and Harry kind of gives her this reassurance. It's like, welcome to the police force.
Well, and in the heat of the moment, because remember how she said it too. Look at her hand. Look at her hand.
And seriously, man, fucking Spaz 12. What is this? Call of Duty?
Well, remember they did raid a military supply, so.
Hey, maybe Wanda just thought it was the Saints Row reboot, and she just wanted to kill anyone to stop it from happening.
Oh, but either way, then they get the boat to go to Alcatraz. Sorry for skipping ahead there, folks. And then Harry takes out Tux using the fucking, water hose, which is fucking great.
Yeah. Literally pushes him off the high tower.
Yes. And then shootouts ensue. Harry chases down Carl, eventually wounds him and then kills him. While Harry's chasing down Carl, you have Kate sneaking into Alcatraz, where Lalo and Bobby are getting the mayor. Lalo grabs the mayor, and then Kate basically tells Lalo to give himself up, spread eagle on the floor. Lalo basically says, you kidding me? You laugh at me or mock me again, you bastard, and I'll shoot you where you stand. And he gets the look on his face like, oh shit. He tries to shoot her anyway, gets shot I think once in the chest and then once in the back. He kills her, takes the mayor, does the right thing too, reloads her pistol, and continues onward. They're almost out the front door where Maxwell isn't there. Harry comes up behind them, but Maxwell then is right behind Harry. She calls out to save Harry's life. So Harry ducks, and she pushes the mayor out of the way. She gets a reset, takes several bullets in the chest and stomach, goes down. Maxwell takes off with the mayor, and...
But fortunately, he dropped the rocket launcher.
Oh, yes. And then, as well, drop the Laws rocket. He's more concerned for Kate, but then Kate's like, don't concern yourself, Harry. Get him. And then, that's it for Kate Moore. Godspeed.
And one of the best goddamn fucking Avenger partner scenes of all time happens. Assholes climbing the tower, hoping to get the drop on Harry from the high ground. Like he's Obi-Wan or some shit.
Yes.
He just grabs the rocket launchers like, Michael Bay time.
Yep, and blows him away. But let's not forget that scene right beforehand. Maxwell!
Yep.
You fucking fruit.
And not only, and I love, as the tower's exploding, the mayor's like, oh, you saved my life. You'll get an accommodation for this. And Harry's just, shaking his head, looking at him like, what is wrong with you, boy? There's the tower's on fire. It's almost like a funeral pyre for a bad person. And then, of course, the cops show up late with, on their megaphone. We have the money. Release the mayor. And
yes, Captain McKay saying, we have your money. We're going to pay for you. Go to the jet. You'll be safe.
And I love how the music is kind of sad and somber. I mean, he just lost his partner. Granted, he got the case done. He saved the mayor. But it really drives home the fact that Harry kind of working for a very shit police department. I mean, I'm sorry, San Francisco. I love you, but...
Well, it's like how we talked about at the end, Jarek, where you and I finished it, and as I was saying, he was going back for Inspector Moore because he wasn't going to leave her there, so good on him for that. But the look he gives the mayor, because he hands the mayor the empty laws rocket, and it's almost like he gives this look of, you need to start caring about the citizens and what the police need to really do, and not this image. You know, it's almost like giving the line that Falcon gives in Falcon and Winter Soldier, that sick line, you have to do better, Senator. He basically gives that without saying it. Subtlety!
And you know, I love this movie. I want this to be my favorite Dirty Harry because, you know, it was in 76 and I was born in 76.
Ooh.
Bicentennial, baby bitches.
Well, hey, and if Enforcer's one of your favorites, I mean, that could be. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
it is the shortest Dirty Harry, but it is still a good one.
Well, the thing is, I still prefer Magnum Force. I mean, Magnum Force is a monster.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah. And you know what? People say that's the more liberal one, too. So, oh.
Man, if that's liberal, I guess it's kind of true with all the guns and whatnot. So, hey, good on you, people.
Well, breaking character again, because, you know, I don't want to make it sound silly. I just want to give it, it's because he's not working with the law completely in Dirty Harry, and in this one, he's for it, but he's like saying, you know, I hate the system, but I'm going to stick with it till somebody chooses it, which means, and I look at it that way, thinking, Harry doesn't like how the justice system works in San Francisco per se, but he still believes in justice and knows that justice has to be there in order to have a chaotic control of the rule of law. Otherwise, as he says, you start killing people for all the wrong reasons. Oh, you looked at me weird. You got mad at me. You made a face. Or as he tells Briggs, you shoot your neighbor for for his dog pissing on your lawn. And on that I agree, because that's where vigilantism and stuff can get out of control.
If they think that's the most liberal movie, that just proves people don't understand politics, because that would make actually Magnum Force more libertarian than liberal.
That's how I looked at it too. If that's the more liberal movie, then yeah.
But I mean, hey, most people think we're a democracy. We're a representational Congress, assholes.
Yep. Well, in Republic too, but you know, hey, nobody ever says what Jarek said or what I say, but hey, but getting back into character, and I hope you guys don't mind me dropping it, but I do that a lot. Oh, what's up, Jarek?
It's the Deadpool in you, man. Those voices, they just keep taking over.
I hear voices in my head, they talk to me, they understand. Oh, believe me, I like Randy Orton's song, but I hate Randy Orton.
I despise Randy Orton with a white-hot passion of 1,000 coombs.
I think we both do. And I know, again, we went a little long here in the tooth, folks, but we'll get to the other parts you like so well. Favorite characters in this one? This one's a little hard to tell because the villain wasn't as high, and there were other structures as well. But I would have to say I would give it completely to Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry again, because obviously great performance. And I know my mom doesn't like her, but I can understand. Apparently Tyne Daly is super fucking liberal, but regardless of that, I will give it to Tyne Daly, Kate Moore, because it was a great performance from Tyne Daly.
And yeah, I pretty much agree, but I also have to give special consideration to the Johnny Gat of the movie, Mr. Bobby Maxwell, and his rather expert use of a knife, because, dear God, that man is the closest we're ever going to get to Johnny Gat in a movie.
You know, and again, to mention my mom told me about this too. Apparently, Davern Bookwalter, who plays Bobby Maxwell, apparently he died a few years after this movie was made. I think it was drug-related, but yeah, he did not live too longer after The Enforcer finished. I think he died, Mom said, in 78 or 1980.
Well, you know, sadly, we lost a lot of old actors. I mean, David Prowse didn't last too long after Darth Vader, so...
When did David Prowse die? I think he
died a few years after, like maybe around 88 or so.
Oh, well, yeah, it was late 80s, wasn't it? So yeah, that was a few years after Return of the Jedi.
But I mean, man had the AIDS virus at the time, so he was on
Oh,
bad
yes, I
time.
forgot he was gay, wasn't
Yeah, and sadly, I think he was part of some of the same social circles as Freddie Mercury.
he? Oh,
So,
yeah. Yes, I heard that rumor myself, so you very well could be right about that. But no, that's actually cool, I thought, because Bobby Maxwell was good. It's just that out of the rest of these films, he was the villain, in my opinion, who was the weakest.
yeah.
But not to say that he's bad, but
Well, I mean, he was
it lacks structure.
he was a, he was intense, and I'd say, like in a one-on-one fight, he'd be the man to beat. But this is Harry goddamn fucking Callahan. He took down the Magnum Force by himself. We all know how this ends.
Yes, I really think, to not stand the characters too much longer, but I really think with Bobby Maxwell, I think they were trying to recreate Scorpio, but just not wanting to have it be the same role, but have it be more of the psychotic man who was the Vietnam vet, sort of like Scorpio, and again, they were like hippies, the hippie movement, like Scorpio himself, so it's like they were trying to do a lighter version of Scorpio, in my opinion.
Yeah, and plus, there were a lot of very violent hippie-led revolutionaries in
Well,
California
how
at the
many of
time.
them were a part of the Charles Manson movement?
Yeah, and by the way, people, just remember, Squeaky Fromm has been on parole for a very long time, and she's living with supposedly a neo-Nazi Hell's Angel. Yeah, good job, Justice Department.
Isn't that rich?
Yeah, meanwhile, John F. Hinckley, the guy who tried to kill Reagan and said a dog told him to do it, yeah, they kept him locked
Yeah,
up.
it's still fucking ridiculous.
I mean, just have him hang out with Snoopy. I'm sure he'll keep him busy for a while.
Oh, but anyway, final thoughts. It is still a good movie. It is a little short for my taste. I like how both Magnum Force and yeah, Dirty Harry was a little under 2 hours. I think it was like hour 48, hour 50 minutes. Magnum Force was a little under two, and then this one was only an hour and 36. So a little short, but still a good movie. But that's my gripe about it. A little short of the film, but it was entertaining. It was good. Like I said, to me, the villain was a little weak, but it was still a great premise. They really made the main focus be about Kate Moore and Harry Callahan and their relationship, which was still good, and it still dealt with the stuff in San Francisco. So overall, a good movie, worthy to be in the Dirty Harry saga, and one that was entertaining. And just for me, I really think what killed this movie was the fact that it was just short.
And I'll say this is kind of the most grounded and realistic of the three. I mean, the first one was very realistic too, but it definitely had some good action hero moments. Magnum Force was just, baby, give it to me, Mr. Eastwood.
No, I would say the second one is definitely the most testosterone fueled out of all the films, personally.
And it's why it's my favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
But three's a very realistic, kind of grounded approach, and I love it. And also that scene where they crashed through that rooftop into that porn movie that was being shot was just fucking hilarious.
What the hell's going on?
Who the hell are you guys?
I'm a police officer. Yes, as you can see, it's been fun going through the various movies. I know I have a lot more of Simonies to do, and Jarek's gonna see a lot of those with me too, and we'll work on it. I will get more Jarek's done. I basically will have one of Simonies coming since he's the biggest on the list, and then after that again we'll do another one of Jarek's, and so on and so forth. So we're working at it, people, but again, we do have other lives other than this, but we're glad you're just along for the ride with us. That's what we enjoy. But for final things, since we gave our final thoughts, which again, Jarek, I did love your thing there. It is probably the most grounded of the films, but again, what do you guys think? I know I always say it like this, but have you seen any of the Dirty Harry saga? Have you seen this film? What do you think about it? Are you like my mom? Were you able to tolerate Tyne Daly? Or were you able to do any of the other things? Who knows? And also, did you think like me, were any portions of the film weak? Like, was Bobby Maxwell a weak villain to you as well? Or was it just too short of a film, or just leave any comments down below and just let me or anyone else know what you think. But until then, this is crazy. Since I did this in a play once, Mad Hatter 012 Boku.
And Jarek and all the Queen's fairies come here anon. And pay us with a slippery shrimp from a payway, because that shit is crack on a plate.
Off with his head.
Oh man. But you know, what am I going to do? I mean, I've only got one good head to give, and there are so many men who want it.
Well, yes, but that's a discussion for another time, pervert.
Except for you, Vince and Triple H. Fuck you.
But until then, we'll see you then, guys, to the next review, which more than likely will be Full Metal Alchemist, but who's counting? Deuces!
See ya.